Hello, my name is Cheryl McCoy, and I am completing the documentation of my individual work within the larger context of my Moodle MOOC 12 group task for designing and creating an online course. My part of the course is called Earth-Sun Connection for Life. If you like this video or you'd like to hear more, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It is Into Teaching Everyone. I would appreciate a like if you thought this video was satisfactory. Thank you. What we're going to be talking about this evening is the showcase of your collaborative course. We'll document the section that I'm working on, the Earth-Sun connection, and we'll publish the video. My team developed a motto called Learn More and Start Today. We also some of the team members created a logo, and I was one of the people who helped develop that logo and add on this last part to show our motto a little bit better. EAL Foundations for International Students. It is a Moodle MOOC 12 course, and it is a STEM course. We do have English as second language teachers who are working with us. I want to thank my Moodle MOOC 12 team. They are especially wonderful. They have been very adaptable. They've had great ideas. Our ideas started out in the beginning as one thing, and then we opened that up. We started talking about STEM courses because several of the people are science or math or technology teachers. I mentioned that possibly if we called it STEM or STEAM, that we could involve those teachers of English. You never know, they're interested in these subjects also, and they want to teach kids the English language learning. So we did that, and we decided not to call ourselves a STEAM team, but we did decide to keep the STEM, the science, technology, engineering, mathematics. It seems to be the phrase that is used and understood across the world. I want to thank my team. We're from all over the world. Some of us are from areas around close to the Mediterranean. Others are in Europe. Some are in Australia and in South Africa. And I live in the United States. Thank you, Carmen, Zara, Emilia, Mogala, myself, and Helen. My name is Cheryl McCoy, and I have a master's in education and curriculum instruction with a focus on environmental science and a variety of other sciences such as chemistry. So my showcase is going to be just what you're seeing right now. I'm going to document my section of the EAL Foundation course, explain my rationale for the resources and activities that I used, create and publish a video tutorial, publish a documentary link to Moodle MOOC 12 forum, and to Padlet. I called my course, Earth, Science, and Life Connections. Why did I do that? I wanted to really focus in on some Earth system science that relate to a science called phenology, and that's the study of the sun interaction with the Earth. I want to understand the interaction between the sun and the Earth, hydrosphere, biosphere, lithosphere, and atmosphere. The focus of this Earth system science course is the effect of the alignment of the sun and Earth, along with Earth's rotation and revolution around the sun on living things. In this first course, we will concentrate on weather and climate resources and vocabulary. Why the choice to develop a Moodle course? Well, I don't want to just be another brick in the wall, and I don't want the people that I teach to be that way either. I want them to think about what it is that they can learn and how they can develop over time and begin to trust themselves in the knowledge and information they gather. Authentic learning versus indoctrination. The difference is one of quality, not quantity. There are plenty of places that try to say that they're authentically teaching children, when in fact they may go through the form, but they don't have the emotional status and the qualitative status of allowing students to really learn through their own devices. Students always know more than they know. And what do I mean by that? Well, what I mean is this. When you're speaking with students, they immediately think of you as the leadership authority figure. And so they're going to sometimes doubt what they know, sometimes wait for you to tell them so they can know it, and not trust what they think in their mind intuitively is really part of their capacity for long-term knowledge. I want to tap into that help any participant, young or old, to understand how they learn the best. I want to use a system developed by Frank X. Sutman, Dr. Sutman. It's called Student-Driven Inquiry. The way he describes it, he has a matrix of learning. At one end of the matrix, everything is controlled by the teacher. At the other end of the matrix, as you've been teaching them how to use inquiry methods, they will get to the point where they can say, oh, we need to learn about this, or this is the next topic that's coming up. I wonder about, and then they can start the questions that revolve around the topic that you want to learn. I do want you to know that convergent learning is not indoctrination. Just because you converge in on a point to understand a particular thing doesn't mean that you blindly accept anything that you can't verify. That's what science is all about, isn't it? But you do converge on a point. Divergent learning is also important. The Earth, Sun, and Life connections. That's my focus. The reason I did that is because I believe that most of the best resources that are available to use for this subject are available in student inquiry opportunities, such as Journey North, Jason Project, NASA. NASA has an Earth Sun Day and all kinds of activities you can do through the year. So this is where I start. As we developed our course, we talked about our syllabus, some other important topics. If you want to see that, I have another video all about that, and I can give you the link. The thing that you might want to think about is the fact that we developed our course in a similar manner to the way Dr. Nellie Deutsch, who is our teacher, establishes hers. And it's very research-based. We have got an overview and a syllabus. As we began to figure out what we wanted to do, what we wanted to teach, how we wanted to merge that all together as a team, we also decided to try to figure out how to display all of our information. We have several sections that we've developed, and I think anybody could pick any one of those. We have one that says Our Teachers. It lists each one of our names, and then there's a link that goes to a profile for us. There's also a small area where you can click on it and go straight to the teacher's profile. There's a collaboration zone. That's also referring to us as teachers. And there's one that says moderators. Many people call the teachers on a Moodle course moderators. The English teacher, the general English teacher, and the English for academic purposes have all selected topics that relate to our individual topic. So I have decided that I'm going to begin this course by helping students delve into what it is that they know first. Then they'll take a pretest to see if they know what I would like for them to know. After that, they will begin to answer various questions, perform different tasks, all related to meeting goals that I've set up for the pretest. There will be a post-test. I also would like for them to learn to write in a science journal and to draw. One thing that's often not given enough important impact is the fact that just because you're in science doesn't mean you don't need the liberal arts. You need to know how to draw. You need to know how to write. You need to know how to communicate with other people. These are the ways that you communicate your ideas to the general public and to other people that you may want to team up with. I also have this Earth Science Relationship Reference Center. That's an area where I will provide them with a variety of different information that the students can use to answer the questions and delve into the subjects that I have asked them to choose from. The Earth Science Relationship, they will develop a glossary, and I would like to think that the teachers, the English teachers, would be more than happy to take a look at my glossary and see if some of those words would help them develop their course. So we have a subset of the study of earth science, also called phenology. It refers to the hydrosphere, atmosphere, lithosphere, and biosphere, as well as their combined responses to the relationship of Earth, its rotation and revolution around our sun. A lot of people take it for granted that the Earth just travels around the sun. It does, but it doesn't do it in a straight line. What happens is, because the Earth is turning itself and it's making an orbit around the sun, what's happening is it's making a corkscrew effect as it goes around the sun. That is also something that needs to be considered when we think about the life relationships that are created because of the Earth and the sun interactions. I have activity here that's called the Earth-Sun Relationships Compare Contrast. Students will find images or video or a variety of other things. They can put their own writing in or whatever they want. They will use that to develop a compare-contrast situation. And there's a forum where I would like students to share with the other participants in their class what it's like where they live. If you live at the equator, you are not going to experience 4 seasons. What does that mean, and how is that different where you live? What does it mean to have a dry and a wet season? To have only 2 seasons? How does that change how people live, or how does that change how plants and animals develop? I'd like students to communicate different questions that I'll provide and discuss that as a group to provide context. Learning happens within a context. The wider and more varied they can have is context, the easier it is for them to learn how a subject is related to them, especially in Earth system science. You have to consider Earth. That's the whole world. The last one is a resource that I have selected called Earth-Sun Life Connection. I put videos and other media that I want to present through the course time that I would like for the students to be able to have an opportunity to experience. If we're in a particular time like in the fall, I would be happy to encourage the students to participate in activities such as Journey North, where we would follow the monarch butterfly migrations from Canada to Mexico in the spring when they come from Mexico to Canada. These are the resources and the activities that I have added, and I start here, but that's only the beginning. That's only the beginning. I will be adding and verifying and quantifying. Once I get their pre-test completed, I will know a little bit more about what I might be able to provide them in the way of lessons and activities. I thought I might include some sample resources, and this is called The Descent of Kulkukan. Kulkukan was one of the Maya gods. You can go to Mexico and see this at certain particular times of the year, depending on the interaction of the sun and the earth. I have a link to this in my class. Basically, as the sun comes up, this area right here it looks like it's actually growing and moving, and then you come down to the bottom of the pyramid, and that's where the heads of the snakes are going, the winged snake. It looks as if the snake is actually moving. It's a very, very beautiful form of architecture. Also, I have an excellent time-lapse video watching. It's called Dance of the Sunflowers. And I have 2 questions that I'd like for students to answer here. What is causing the flashing lights in this time-lapse video? And at what stage of growth do sunflowers dance? These are the ideas that we thought of as we were going through as a team. We have a great plan. We can use that in a variety of settings, and that's how we developed it. We didn't want it to be just one subject. We wanted it to be a multidisciplinary set of subjects, multidisciplinary unit. We wanted people to work within the disciplines as the English teachers would work with the science, math, physics teachers. Also, I would like to see us work on some projects like the math teacher work with the science teacher, especially if we were doing activities that would involve keeping track of information or tracking migrations or measuring growth or any number of things. Right now, we're going to call our courses finished, but they're never complete. So what does that mean? Now what? And so what? Well, what that means is that as we go along and find more resources and activities, we will add those to it. Once we get into the class and get started, we may need to change things around a little bit. And so what? It means that we can help people learn basic concepts about science, math, English, and the language of English as a second language, and a variety of other components of learning that can help them in their everyday life. This course I want to focus with climate and weather first, because we all have some form of season where we live. Even at the equator, they have dry and wet seasons. They have a climate. Where I live, we have 4 seasons most of the time. 2 of the seasons are short now. They were longer, but they've grown shorter. 2 of the seasons are longer. Summer and winter may be longer, but spring and fall are shorter. It would be nice to know why that happens as far as the sun and the earth interactions. Also, in the springtime, why do we have tornadoes? And where are tornadoes found? Do they have tornadoes where they only have a wet and a dry season? I don't know. I do know, but we'll have to talk about that as a class in the course. Where do I go from here? Now, at this point, since the class is over, I'll spend my time adding more resources based on this weekly structure that my team and I have developed, and make observations of course designers that I admire. People from CLIL, my instructor, Dr. Nellie Deutsch, researchers like Johnson & Johnson from the Effective Schools movement, Art Costa, and many others that are similar to him. Dr. Marzano has a lot of good ideas. All of these people have information that can enhance the classes, and that's what I want to look as a course designer. Earth science is about connections. Today, scientists look for the connections among the different parts of the earth, its oceans, atmosphere, living things, and rocks and soil. That's the way we should think about learning. It's all about the connections. I can learn something from just about anybody that I may encounter in life. But will I? Well, as a student, I hope you're asking yourself that, and I hope that you're thinking, I would like to learn more about this. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. Thanks to Dr. Nellie Deutsch and my awesome team, the EAL Foundations team. Thank you very much.